what is a chord? Well, it's very simply a series of 3 or more notes that sound good together. Now, why they sound good together is another matter. It's not really important here. But they sound harmonious. They're in harmony together. If you hear something like this, well, that's a group of notes played together that sound very nice together. Or this. Or this. And a chord progression is simply a series of these chords that are strung together and enable you to play songs or other kinds of music. Now that's a chord progression, and I'm going to teach you several of these and a lot of different chords to enable you to play dozens or even hundreds of songs and really get started enjoying the guitar. But first, let's get your guitar, sit down, join me here. Find a chair that's comfortable for you, one with a back but no arms. You don't want to restrict the movement of your arms, and the guitar is going to be crashing into the arms of a chair. So get one that, like this one, that has no arms, and sit up fairly straight. You don't want to be too slouched over. Get comfortable though. The curve of the guitar should rest comfortably on your right thigh, right here. Guitar should be fairly parallel to the floor. And rest your right arm just comfortably over the top part of the curve here. Sometimes you'll have a large guitar and maybe you're a small person, you might end up being a little bit more this way or whatever. Whatever's comfortable for you is fine right now. Your left hand is going to be curved around because you want to play with the tips of your fingers as much as possible, which means your thumb is in the back to give support, and you'll be pressing down, straight down on the strings to stop the vibration right at the fingerboard. And I'll get more into that when we start really playing chords. By the way, the tips of your fingers at first are going to start to hurt. Don't let that get you discouraged, because especially if you have a steel string guitar, you have to build up calluses before you can really get comfortable with playing. And if it hurts, just try to push through that pain just a little bit. If it starts to get too bad, then stop and rest for a day or so and then come back to it. And eventually you'll find you'll develop these nice tough little pads on the tips of your fingers, and that'll solve the problem. And when you press the strings down, you'll barely feel it. So with that in mind, get your guitar, as I said, comfortably on your lap. And naturally, you're going to be tuning the guitar using these tuning pegs here. And you're going to either tighten or loosen the string depending on whether you want it to go up or down. Now, if you want your guitar, your string, to get lower in pitch, you're going to turn it so that it loosens it. If you want it to get higher in pitch, you're going to tighten it. Now, I'm going to give you the notes of the guitar, and you're going to try to match your string with mine. This may take a little practice too. It may take some time for you to get to this, but once you get it, it should come easily. You have to kind of develop your ear and try to really hear those pitches and whether your guitar is higher or lower than mine. So we're going to start with this bass string, which is your low E string, and I'm going to play this. And you play yours and tighten it or loosen it depending on what you have to do to get it to sound just like that note, that E. Okay? Okay, here's my A string, or my 5th string, which is this one right here. Listen to it real carefully. Hear that pitch. Now, if that's in tune, we're going to go to the next string, which is a D. Okay, hear that D? Get that sound right in your ear, and then match it up with your D string. Okay, now I'm going to go to the next string. This is a G. And by the way, you should be memorizing these strings, the names of them. That's your G string right there. It's called the 3rd string. Your 2nd string, which is your B string, is here. Okay, tune that string. again, rewind if you have to. And now go on to your high E string. And that's 2 octaves above this low E string. Those are really the same note, just 2 octaves apart.